Hello and welcome to BRM Legends on Tap, where we discuss common business relationship management challenges with our panel of BRM Legends. Here's your host, Mart Rovers.
Thank you for joining BRM Legends on Tap. I'm Mart, your moderator for today, and together with Mark and Melanie, I will be talking with Sherry Lilly about I have a new business partner. What should I focus on first? So Sherry, just to get it going, what would you do? Where would you focus on first when you work with a new business partner?
You know, Mart, I think we've all been in that situation where we need to establish a new relationship. I would begin by doing some research about the history of the partner. If the business partner has been newly promoted or hired, I would check LinkedIn to determine their background. I would also inquire with my provider partners to discover whether they could offer any insight.
Jerry, I love those suggestions. What would you do next?
Mark, I would familiarize myself with the projects and initiatives for the partner's business area, particularly requests not being addressed. If applicable, I'd review any notes from meetings with the prior business partner. In general, I'd just prepare to speak to potential needs the partner may have.
Okay, so you're doing some research. That seems appropriate. What's next?
After that research, I'd set up an introduction meeting with the new business partner. During that meeting, I'd ask about the partner's key goals, any of their pain points, and I'd also explain business relationship management, especially if the concept is new to my partner. Most importantly, though, I would gauge the partner's receptiveness and introduce the business relationship maturity model. If the partner's willing, I would propose a shared goal of maturing our relationship as a means for delivering value.
Sounds indeed like a good start, Sherry. But what comes next after that?
At that point, Mart, I would begin using the RSOAP, or relationship strategy on a page, to draft a concrete plan for maturing the relationship. I'd schedule a follow-up meeting with the partner where we could draft the RSOAP and review it. The components would include a shared vision of common goals and objectives, relationship characteristics we want to develop, and the capabilities we need to achieve our shared vision. We could also document performance measures to assess our progress, a list of key initiatives on which we will focus, and some operating principles or rules of engagement, defining how we'll work together.
Those sound like great longer-term goals. Would you try to achieve any shorter-term goals with your partner?
Absolutely. You know, I've learned that in order to establish trust and confidence in a relationship, often a business relationship manager needs to deliver immediate value, which might mean addressing some current pain points or issues, and those could be much more tactical. But that will establish a foundation of trust for the relationship. I would discuss with the partner to validate my perception of their short-term needs and expectations.
I can certainly understand that approach. So where do you go from there?
I would make sure the partner and I maintained a regular cadence of communication, tying back to those operating principles, where we could evaluate our progress against the metrics we identified, as well as the status of our shared initiatives. I'd make sure we continue to reference the business relationship maturity model because the bottom line is maturing that relationship really depends on delivering value. As a matter of fact, we'll address value management in a future episode of BRM Legends on Tap.
We certainly will. Thank you so much, Sherry. Enormously valuable information. Stick with the word value. Thank you, team. Thank you for joining everybody listening into this episode. We're looking forward to seeing you again at a future episode. Follow us on YouTube and you will be notified when that is up. And thanks again for joining.
Thank you for watching this episode of BRM Legends on Tap. And be sure to check back for new topics and discussions right here every month.